So there was a surprisingly friendly meeting with Vlad Tepes in his hidden abode last game.
I don't know why surprisingly. I mean, we got along good last time.
I don't think it's that. I think it's the depth of how much he was interested in our presence. That might be the more surprising part of it. Kind of.
And people seemed surprised, so I'm noting people's surprise. And there was revelry and entertainment and soulful exchanges of friendship and the threat of war.
All those things go together perfectly.
And the last you had heard, there was traveling through the night some clutch of Canaanites that was determined to do battle upon the keep of Lord Dracula, and that they would arrive upon the next dusk or next evening. And you're awakened to the sight of battle outside in the moonlit night. You've all gathered at a probably the window on a hallway on the upper battlements, looking out across the great stairway that leads up to the front of the castle, where maybe a third of the way up have advanced a group of Canaanites that you can see leaping and jumping and tossing each other about with unbelievable alacrity. People transforming themselves into beasts as they tumble down the rocks and down the stairway. And you can see also the distinct movement of shadows coming to life in the specific accuracy of death that can only be meted out by the Spaniard Lucita de Argon. She and a handful of other known to you Camarilla Archons are putting battle to a group down below.
On my front lawn.
Not yours, no. You guys are at Dracula's castle.
Oh, got it. Oh, we're visiting Dracula. This is happening. Got
Dracula's
it.
castle.
What does it
Okay.
look like? Are they fighting?
They are fighting a group of vampires, distinctly vampiric people, and they are outnumbered but holding their own. A good money's wager that is rogue anarchs. The rogue anarchs that are now calling themselves Sabbat, which is Sabbats. Or Sabbats.
And we're way up on the battlements?
Yep, you're way up top.
Okay. Well, I'm going to turn into a rig and fly in.
We had pre-knowledge this was coming, right?
You knew that there was going to be a group of vampires coming to the keep to attack Dracula. You did not know that there would be Camarilla people.
Following them to fight them. Or coming to fight them too.
Right.
Okay.
I don't remember exactly when we learned that. Is what I was trying
So
to
are we
figure out.
are we shocked that we see Lucita from the Camarilla fighting
Hell
these people?
yeah. Well,
okay.
I mean, she was not exactly. She hadn't taken a really distinct side.
Got it. So it's kind of shocking to see her fighting the anarchs.
It's kind of shocking to see her fighting
Period.
at all in
Yeah.
this situation.
Not the
Okay.
She's, this is not.
This
Almost
is
every
not
time
her.
you've seen her, she's been wandering around, you know, like
Or
finding
seeking
weird,
understanding.
seeking understanding, finding weird
Got it.
prophecies, delivering messages, assassinating people from time to time, but
But not like battle.
but not like let's square up and
Yeah.
have a fight on the
Okay.
edge of a cliff.
All right.
Here's the question.
Remind me, your basic melee attack is Dex plus.
Dex plus melee.
Well, no, I would use weapons. It's overall.
So then it's brawl. If you're not using weapons, it's not.
He wants to
That's
call.
one.
Yeah.
So I can spend.
Let me answer some questions before we start taking dramatic actions that's going to change the situation.
Okay.
I want to prepare a ritual, an animated weapon, knowing that this was coming. That requires 12 hours minus, depending on successes, etc.
I think I am absolutely willing to let you have done something in the past.
Mm-hmm.
You would not have had time because if you needed 12 hours to prepare, you found out on the eve of last,
Right.
you know, at the end of the night,
Yeah,
and then this is the beginning of the next night.
right.
So the only way you would have been able to do that is if you would have been able to stay up all day long.
Right. Yeah, obviously it would have been that then, though.
Yeah.
I can imagine I would have prepared this having gotten that ritual, though. I've had a long time that I've had this ritual.
Well, I don't know what's involved.
It's so you're creating an animatable weapon, but that involves creating like you bind a weapon with skin from an animal and work magic into it. So you have this thing when you take the skin off, it is now animated and moves around, and kind of does stuff.
That sounds dramatic enough that I feel like I would have liked to have heard you tell me
Fair
that
enough.
you had done something like that.
Yeah.
But I like to support my players, so I'll give you a 1 in 10 chance. If you roll a 10, I'll let you do it.
That's
Cock
fine.
die, roll again.
It tried 6.
I'm not completely without mercy.
Am I not merciful?
The die has spoken.
The die has spoken. Yeah, I will leave it up to chance. You were asking me something? Or do you have...
Oh no, I was just saying, are we shocked to see her fighting?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, you gonna try to fight somebody?
Well, as I'm flying down there, dot of blood and strength and dot of blood and dex.
Okay. You can see Lucita and a couple of other Archons are there fighting these what appear to be Sabbath characters, at least appear to be. And they're doing okay. They're kind of holding their own. They're not getting trashed.
Once I'm down there, I'll revert to my human form, go claws, and go to town.
Okay. Where are my things? Okay, roll.
What am I rolling?
You're gonna roll your dexterity and you're gonna roll your brawls.
Okay. I'm attacking one of the ones that Lucy is fighting.
Okay.
Yeesh.
Uh-oh.
So, there's one cancel. 1, 2, 3. 3.
How did you get through? You had 9, 10, and then you rolled a 1, which means you would have 1.
Sorry, 2. Yeah, that's right.
You
Why
get
do I
auto
think
from.
10 counts as 2?
Because we're playing a different game where 10
Yeah.
counts 2.
That's right. Yes.
Do you have an auto hit from something?
Not attacking, no.
So you rolled a 9 and 10. That's 2 successes. You rolled a 1. That takes away 1 of your successes. You got 1.
I thought a reroll doesn't do that.
Not the one on the
No,
reroll.
on damage. Rerolls don't do that.
No,
No.
Did we find that out?
When you roll, when
The other
you
way-
reroll
you're not-
a 10, the 1 does not cancel.
He rolled a 10, and then his roll afterwards is a 1, and that's what he's saying. That one
Yeah, that one
shouldn't.
doesn't-
Oh, that's
I don't know.
That's a new rule then.
Well, that's what it's been when we've been playing this before. So.
I've taken those out personally, but that's because I don't think
Well,
we
that's
ever
the-
clarified it, and the assumption was.
Well, that's the way it was for the longest time back in the day.
Yeah,
should
that was
find
my
out.
understanding.
But we can pull it out.
We'll figure it out. Do you want to stop right now and do it, or what do you want to do?
We rarely rule break. It's kind of an
Yeah.
important one to know, though.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, I agree. Like, this needs to have a firm stance set on it.
You play too many games.
You play a lot of games. The way I've played it for the longest time is whatever you roll on that reroll from the 10 is whatever it is. No different rules.
Go get the
The only
headphones.
time the rules on the 10s and the 1s change is when you do damage. 10s, you're looking at 10s. Reroll 10s.
Just looking.
And this is a situation where one success difference is not the biggest deal in the world. So I'd rather look it up now than some situation where that one success is fucking huge. You know what I mean? Let me see it.
There you go. No word reroll, no word tens. I don't know where it is actually in the book. So.
Rules.
It's a book full of them. That was part of the problem. I was like, I don't even know which one of these things it even fits under.
Almost. $320. Rolling dice. Ratings. Tens and specialties. Well, that's what you're getting 2 10s from. It says when you use a specialty, instead of getting an additional die, you get 2 successes instead of 1.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's the thing. I had no clue.
And the, in fact, reading here in some errata, the rule of tens, where you get to re-roll on a 10, that's a house rule in Vampire 20th Anniversary Edition.
What?
You roll again when you roll tens.
Yeah, that's because it's the old school rule.
Yeah.
So let's just keep it.
But as far as
Okay.
ones
Yeah,
counting
keep the ones.
against, yeah.
That means you get 1 because you rolled a 1 on the second.
Yeah, but so we're keeping the rules as written, or we're keeping the reroll tens?
I'd say keep the reroll 10s because we've been rerolling 10s for years now.
Okay.
But the one still counts against you.
Everything counts on it. If you get another success, you can roll it and it explodes for days. And the downside of that is you could get a 1 off of it and lose 1 of your successes. So you got 1 success.
Okay.
That's enough to hit them. It's not.
They're not defending.
Yeah, they're not defending themselves. So I mean, it's not like you're not gonna. That's what I'm saying. I wanted to figure it out while it's something that doesn't matter, so that later on there's not like, oh yeah, I got shafted because I didn't understand the rule.
We are going into combat, which is a reroll heavy. So.
Ones don't cancel on damage, right?
Ones do not cancel on damage, and 10s don't explode on damage. They consider that a house rule, huh?
4.
Yep. The only actual
4.
The only actual rule is the one you read, where when you're rolling a specialty, 10s count as 2 successes.
Yeah, okay. My bad. Whatever.
But tons of people house rule it that way, so whatever.
I've just done it
Because
that.
it's-
All the old school games work like
That's
that.
always been.
Tons of people house rule it that
I
way.
think it works fine and it makes for crazy, weird stuff happening.
I don't know.
Yeah, dude, you start like raking at this guy. He's wearing some modicum of armor, but you manage to get him and you manage to draw blood for sure. It is a definitely an ugly scene. Does anybody else want to do something?
So, on the one hand, I'm like, it may not be the best idea for us to join in this battle with these Camarilla folks against these Sabbat people, and we may not want to expose the fact that we're still buddy with Leifar, but if they're defending the dragon's residence here, they're probably going to want to talk to him later. Maybe.
Well,
Is
where's
that a fair assumption? So they're probably going to know we're here anyway.
They have not put themselves in a position where they interceded between the castle and the attackers.
Okay.
They have come up behind the attackers and are attacking them from behind.
Okay.
Enemy of enemy being friend and all.
Here's a question.
Yeah. I think, go ahead, what were you saying?
where's Dracula then? Is he still in the castle?
You have no idea where he is.
Okay.
You want to go look for him or something?
Yeah, I'm gonna send me and my 2 guys off to go look for him to protect Dracula.
So you spend a turn, or not a turn, but we're going to use some real loose turns here. Going and looking for him, and I can tell you, like, you don't find hide nor hair
Just
of
to
him.
clarify, he hasn't been embraced yet, right?
Yes, he is immortal,
Okay.
which
I mean,
means he could have been up all day.
A very set up ghoulish mortal, but yes.
Yeah, he's a revenant.
Yeah, right.
But yes, he is immortal. He can walk around in the daytime. That's what he was getting at.
The
Can this thing hear me? The microphone?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
the attackers, are they
Who are the attackers?
okay. The Sabbat
The suspected Sabbat.
suspected okay. There's 2 people fighting. Are any of them flesh crafted?
Yes.
Alright.
Yeah. One of them's got big old long talons coming off of his hands that are way too long.
Yeah, like more long than his are.
Oh no, his are just like
Yeah.
this kind of
Right.
thing, like an animal thing.
Yeah.
This is like horror movie stuff.
Right.
Lady
Exactly.
Deathstrike?
Yeah, Lady Deathstrike, like a foot and a half off of his hands.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff. Another one has a giant, like, this big trap jaw. And he's trying to bite at people. Oh crap, he just bit one of the Archons in the leg. And the guy swiped out of his sleeve. It was amazing.
These are Sasha's.
And then Leifard clawed his back and made him get off of him. It was great.
That's what I was thinking.
Well, y'all didn't meet with him.
I think
I'm telling you.
Yeah, but based on what I know from Sasha, I'm like, that is his kind of thing.
Oh, it's absolutely
Yeah.
amazing.
Very eccentric, over the top. Look at me, here I
Yeah,
am.
look at me. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm alien, I'm weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to go and stand with the defenders.
Who are the defenders?
The defenders is in the defenders of the castle, like Vlad's people.
Where are you going to go to be with them?
There's a front gate.
You want to go down around to the gate?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll fly down there.
Yeah. Or well, if you're going to fly, you can go all the way down the cliff if you want.
Oh, so these guys are like
There's
set
a
up for me
big, so
here.
there's a, like, it's all up on the mountainside.
Yeah.
And there's a plateau down there where where the horses are kept. That's why you guys dropped your carriage and your horses. And then there's a giant, like, switchback staircase that you have
Yes.
to walk up to get up. And these suspected Sabbat dudes were coming up the staircase until the Archons, the Camarilla Archons, came up behind them and attacked them from behind. So you can go down to the gate where the soldiers are going to be keeping the gate like they normally would.
Yeah.
You can also go, if you fly, you can go down to the plateau down there and come up behind all of them if you want.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to get in the middle of their squabble, you know?
Okay, just letting you know what your options are since you talked about flying down to help.
Yeah. Well, just to the gate where the defenders of the castle are.
So upon arriving there, you can see several men at arms that are, braced and ready. And when they see you, you see, probably a guy who is their captain, who maybe you've seen in passing a few times in the few days since you've been here, and he gives you a grin and he says something to the effect of, "You're in for a treat."
I imagine so. Tell me, where is your master?
He points down.
Oh, of
Down at the
course.
bottom?
Yeah.
At the bottom of the stairs.
I think I'm going to go down there.
Do you want to go down the stairs?
Fly all
Yeah.
the way down
Or
there.
do you want to fly down over the cliff?
Yeah, fly down over. He pointed down there, right?
He pointed down there, down to the plateau.
Yeah, I'll go down there.
Flying down that way, there's you come down and there's a big bunch of rocks in the way of everything. These people are falling all over the place. You come down to where the carriage house is, where you guys dropped off your horses, and behind that there's a little stretch of plateau, and there is a good probably a good 40 men on horseback over there. And they've got, Dracula sitting there with his dragon standard, and they're just out of sight from where all those vampires are fighting.
Okay. I think if you want to move to somebody else, I have a little
Yeah, that was
scene.
plenty of a turn.
Yeah. That was plenty of it.
You haven't done a thing. You
Yeah,
haven't
I'm
done
gonna
a thing.
watch.
You're watching?
I am not getting in the middle of this political mess. Nope. Emmy's like, I got my own crap to think about in my country. In my castle. I'm just gonna watch, unless somebody asks me to help. But I'm just gonna watch.
You want to do anything?
I won't go down there, but I'll man the walls.
Okay. What about you?
Observe from outside. So I'm picturing a downhill kind of ascent down to another set of walls, and they're kind of fighting this courtyard, right? Is it kind of?
Kind of.
They're
There's not a
outside
set
of
of walls down there. There's
Okay.
just a big staircase.
It's just outside. Of it. Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
huge staircase.
Right.
Switchback.
Switchbacks. All right.
Yeah,
all right,
yeah,
all
yeah.
right, all right.
It goes all over the place. Very hard to climb.
Right, of course. Yeah, I think at this point I'll hold at the top of the stairs, or like out of the way, but in position if I decide to make a move, and observing what happens.
Jakub and Emmy are
I
eating
will.
popcorn.
Yeah, I will activate Shadow Play though.
Do you want to roll and continue fighting?
Yeah.
Okay, roll again. I'm not getting into super detailed fight. I'm just kind of doing some broad strokes. How are we doing? Type stuff. Ooh, that's not friendly.
No.
No.
No, that's still a success. It's a normal difficulty for
Yeah.
attack.
Yeah.
So,
What was that one?
1.
That sucks. God damn, man. But that's enough to keep you in the game. You draw some blood off for a couple of these guys. You get a few, like friendly circle up gestures from the Camarilla fellows, specifically Lucita. Happy to see
Well, I don't know
you,
the rest of these guys.
but confused. You recognize these people. You recognize them. You may not know them real well, but you recognize them.
Okay.
These guys were all at the convention. They were all there. And you fight, and there's probably some type of mocking or utterance that's made that confirms that these individuals stylize themselves as Sabbat, and they say as such. What do you? I think we're back to you, unless you want to do something, Mike.
Oh, no. I'm good
Nope,
for now.
just double checking.
Resume my human form and address Blood. I would be a poor friend indeed if I did not stand with my friend when his home is invaded.
He looks down from his horse at you. Huh? What do you think? That I need your help? Ha!
What do you think? I don't enjoy the sport?
Very well. Given these folks, I would be careful. You will be making a statement to them.
Not if they don't recognize me. Spend some blood and get on the Typhonic Avatar, man.
Crazy. So he starts bellowing out, "Now I have the serpents of the pit at my command!" Boom! And they start rolling out. And holy shit, a fucking cavalry force comes around the corner. And they mean fucking business. I'm going to give you...
You're on the bad end of that business.
Yeah, you're on the bad end of that business. I'm going to give you a probably a 2 out of 10 chance that you will get attacked the first turn before they attack somebody more less recognizable than you. They do not make it. So they come in and there's just a flurry of blows all over the place. They are gonna roll dice to hit dudes.
Just give them extra dice for me.
Okay.
I don't care about rolling them. Unless you care about me rolling them.
I'm just kind of approximating things right now. So yeah, between all of that, there's a bunch of clanging and fighting, and whop, one of the Sabbath guys gets their head lopped right the hell off. Just his body starts rotting in front of you, and his head just, as it's rolling, starts desiccating and pieces falling off of it, and it's just got these bloody hunks coming off of the face of the skull at the front of it. What do you want to do?
I'm still on the walls, just watching.
Okay. What do you want to do?
I've gathered shadows around me, and I'm continuing to observe, but I'm taking like I don't want to be seen
Yeah.
stance, so I want to go ahead and stealth up
Spooky.
as well.
Spooky.
Yeah.
I'm building tension on you. What do you want to do?
I'm eating popcorn and watching.
All right. I don't know if you got popcorn, but the
No, but
equivalent thereof.
I'm still watching.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm doing.
Are you tearing ass all over the place? Okay, now you're in it, so you can roll a thing.
Okay. I roll a bunch of dice. I don't remember how many.
Roll the hit 'em dice.
Yes.
And the snake hit 'em dice.
Yeah, the snake hit him dice. Which is a lot. It's Dex and
Dex and melee if you got a sword.
yeah, it's Dex and melee. So
He's like, you have a sword.
Do you guys want to use a specialty rule where you get an extra die, or do you want to use a specialty rule where you get double 10?
Oh, on specialties?
Yeah.
What are specialties?
Like if you I'm a scientist, but I'm a physicist, so I have a specialty in physics.
Got it.
Like the other game, yeah. I don't think I have any.
I don't
What's
think,
this-
yeah, I was
what's
like, I don't
success
think I
here?
have any.
We're just equalizing at 6.
okay. I would have
I
5.
think longsword's higher,
but I
but
got
whatever.
No, everyone's sort of saying
I think longsword's 7.
I got 4.
4 or 6.
You got 4.
Yep.
All right, so you're gonna roll your 4 plus your strength. Plus what? 2, 3?
Yeah, 2. It's 2. 8, 9, and 4 would be
Strength plus 2 plus your successes. The defense was effectively nothing because they're defending against too many people.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of successes.
6 successes
Yeah.
will not kill someone, but will absolutely bring them to their knees. Who do you hit?
I don't know.
That's something you want to know.
That's a valid question.
Is it a flesh-crafted
doing
monster, or
who's
is
doing
it
the most damage among the people we're fighting?
It's kind of difficult to tell because you just came around the corner and just started
All right.
hitting people.
So at rando, yeah, I think probably one of the flesh crafted guys. It's important that Vikos doesn't get word of this.
Okay.
Well,
that's why
you're-
you're snake faced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But does he know that?
So yeah, one of those.
Do they?
One of those
does
guys.
she-
And then I get another
What
attack.
do you do? Let me hear it.
Sasha slash Vico slash.
Well, I do get a second attack
Does it know that?
yeah.
because
Thank you.
yeah,
Do they
it does
know that?
aggravated damage to him.
I didn't ask while I was there.
Yeah.
I think I probably just impale him through the gut with the sword, and then I probably rip his throat out with my fangs.
Nice.
Awesome.
With my jackal maw.
Yeah, he falls down to the ground, a bloody mess.
Yeah, sounds about right.
All right.
And then I make a willpower roll
Enough tension. Yeah, you need to do that.
because I have a phobia about seeing the inside of people.
Yeah.
Oh.
From the Cathedral of Flash, man?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I turned in to see that.
Or is it a composure?
Well, I
What-
see my host has already availed himself of his own defense. So I'm thinking that you probably have things well in hand here. And she turns around just as she's about to answer me, and hamstrings one of the black guys as he falls. I leap on his back, hop into the air, and I'll use extra blood to instantly transform into a raven and fly up into the tree.
Whoosh, fly away.
Yeah.
Poof.
She, as you're escalating, you turn your little bird head to look down, and you can see her look to the men, look to the Sabbath that are starting to fall, look to you, and then there's this like poof, like smoke of blackness, and then this black shroud just starts climbing into the air. Just like, good idea.
Is she just protein?
No, she just obtenebration her way
Yeah.
out of here.
Super obtenebration.
Super obtenebration her way out of here.
I thought you might have been flavor texting the misform.
No.
I don't have that yet.
Black shrouded night.
I don't have that.
No, the protean
Yeah.
mist form.
I do, but I've put it form when possible.
One of the other Archons manages, through sheer brute power, to force his way to the switchback trail that gets out of the place, and he starts running at horse-like speeds and manages to get away.
Ow.
Everybody else, for the most part, except for two of the Sabbat people, fall. These two men get circled up by the horses and spears and swords, and then soon ropes thrown around them, soon grappled, and then one of them has a wooden tie that's impaled through his chest by a horse, and then the second one is ramrodded by a pike from anus to mouth
That'll do it.
and leaned up against a rock while he's still like coughing and like mumbling and trying to get away.
Missed that part.
And Vlad saddles up nearby and looks at the handiwork of him and his men and gives a a joyous cry amongst his men. And he looks down at you and he comments, "Why, I thank you for your kind visit, but it seems that I have some work that has been thrust upon me. I did not anticipate that it would be so quick that my aspirations would be answered, but it appears that they have."
Well, if duty calls, I'll leave you to it.
Still sitting there for my land on the stump right there. Well, it seems you had things well in hand, Lord Vlad. I should have known, however, I acted out of pure reflex. Lucita has always been an ally of ours. I would simply tell you, continue to watch out for yourself. If I was going to give you one piece of advice in this immoral world, look out for yourself and remain loyal to those who are loyal to you.
He looks over at the bird and then looks at you. Looks up at the castle. You and your companions go freely from my abodes, but speak of it not.
No word of this will pass my lips. Or beak.
I will see you on the other side one of these nights.
We shall finish our job and leave. We haven't finished it, have we?
Nope.
We got a mark to make.
He just does this dismissive wave, like whatever.
Big thumbs up from the wall. Okay.
We're doing okay. Make sure I'm out of sight of these guys who are still alive before I revert to my normal human form.
Well, seeing things will calm down. I fly out into the nearby mountains and find something to drink.
All right. I think you find something. What do you find? Have you been researching Transylvanian wildlife?
No.
No.
There is actually
Dang
a
it.
survivor man that's in the Carpathians.
There is. Yes, that one's cool. That one's
And I
cool.
watched that one. Yeah.
Time to watch that again.
Everyone, that's your homework, including me. Watch the Survivor Man where he goes to Transylvania.
Yeah, I find some deer, a bear.
I'll bet there's a lot of
I would
mountain
have
goats.
both.
I'll bet there's a lot of mountain goats.
I could just call him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, fair.
I'll bet there's a lot of mountain goats.
Hey, feed
Yes.
me, Seymour.
Yeah.
Feed.
Yeah, mountain goats, a lot of those.
Yeah, animalism. Another useless discipline.
Another useless discipline.
Well, I'll proceed to take my followers to go to wherever I need to place this mark.
You have no problem. You found out what where the Sphinx is. You measured that ahead of time, planned your route, planned your work. You've done this a few times.
Yeah.
The only trying thing of it is watching the men carry these pikes with these vampires stuck to them up the stairs by hand. It involves several situations where the most practical and advantageous way to get the thing further up is to put the point of it down and do like this and hand it up to the next guy, which sometimes inverts the person that's on it.
Yeah. Flip.
And the one of them, the most gruesome looking of the two, isn't as bad because he can't really make a lot of sound. The other one just has it through his chest, and even State is making these most horrific muttering sounds, and just, it's awful.
I followed him the whole way observing.
It's terrible. It's really terrible.
My followers aren't phased. If anything, they're like, ooh.
I think they're phased. This is a lot, even for them.
Even for them? Okay.
Yeah, even for them. Like they're like, you know, the kind of callousness they're used to is petty in comparison to this.
Yeah.
Like,
So say after the Cathedral of Flesh, just let me face it.
yeah, it's not Cathedral of Flesh though. It's pretty terrible. Yeah, especially coming from a mortal man.
Yeah.
Yeah, relatively.
Oh, yes.
But you make your marks and you head out. You reconnect with Master Zalius. Yields you the promise that he made. He presents to you a series of golden tablets that are bound together, much like a book. And there is the amber brooch that you had retrieved for Nova Arpad. He showed you how it opens up, how the amber comes out and is used to magnify and translate the information that's on there, with the conjunction of the tablets that you first got in B Streets long ago, and the Rosetta that you got. You'll be able to translate this. Somebody should read this who's better at reading out loud than me, because I'll screw it up.
I'm great at reading out loud.
Yeah.
What am I reading?
Top right, maybe?
I'm assuming all of
Yeah, all of that.
this to there.
Oh, yeah,
The letter.
That's why I didn't want to do it a lot.
My brothers and sisters, I write this warning to you, knowing it may be that I shall never see any of you again. If it must be that my words reach you from beyond my final death, then I accept that it is so. I do not fear death itself, only what my dreams tell me may await my soul beyond that portal. Yet my heart retains its hope. I can imagine nothing more hideous than that which has already befallen me, and so I pray for true death, for a peace that awaits, or that admits no torment, no nightmares. The italics, the cursive makes it harder. But
Yeah, I'm sorry.
yeah,
So is Whiteman.
yeah. They will come for me soon, I think. I have but little time to finish, and so must make a start. Think kindly of me in the nights to come, if it should preserve you from the horrors that have stripped my existence from me. May you see the truth in my words and flee that which would destroy your souls. Here the text grows illegible, the gold having corroded and greened beyond recognition. Shu made us welcome with great feasting, summoning forth slaves, whom his attendants tortured and slew in such hideous fashion that we, who had seen many terrible things inflicted on the helpless who displeased our own kind, shuddered with revulsion at their savagery. In the following nights they tempted us with riches and the most succulent of babies' flesh and blood. They offered us powers beyond any dreamed of by Cain himself. Again and again they enticed us to partake of their rituals, to sweat baths with demons, and to inflict the most cruel tortures on innocents. And then Karash fell into their seduction. He denounced the rest of us, and the wicked fell upon us like the very hordes of hell. Vekis, Madiel, and I were made captive, and by the most agonizing of torments, forced to embrace the mortal's leader of the Baal. Then Madiel was slain, his blood drunk, and his essence taken from by his own newly made child. Vekis and I were left alive, so that Baal could question us. I shall not tell you of all of the terrors and degradations visited upon us in our captivity. Vekis died in torment, vainly trying to hold back information the Shu desired. I was questioned over and over, each time with new and more horrible tortures. My flesh was laced with worms and maggots, so set to eating their way out of my body. My thirst was like a red shroud that enwrapped me in unbreakable torment. But the worst times were those when my former brother came to me, whispering seductively and offering me freedom and peace if I would but join him. He told me terrible secrets that broke my mind and shattered my sanity. I feared I should be kept thus forevermore, a pitiful remnant, a broken toy by the evil Shu refused to put down. Then, in the midst of a moment of clarity, I found a way to escape. All I could recall was that my brother had betrayed us to the Baal, and that they had now possessed the gift of immortality. Somehow, I found my way back to the city. Kneeling before our father and grandsire, I told them what I had learned and begged for protection and for blood. Our father seemed crazed by the news I brought. He urged Cain to make immediate and total war upon the Baal. With our grandsire's approval, he called forth our clan's warriors. I was too weak to go with them. Each day I slept uneasily, dreaming of Karash's whispers and the horrors that he told me. Each evening I awoke, covered in blood and sweat, unable to recall what he told me, but knowing its portended disaster for us all. I went to our father, begging him to help me unlock the secrets held within my dreams. He seemed distracted by the war and promised to assist me later. Our messengers returned night after night with news that another of my warrior brethren was dead, slain by jade devils. Though Shu suffered devastating losses, it seemed the war was not going well. Our father became even more determined, sending out his warrior children, or childer, until none existed any longer. Then he turned our healers, asking that they pick up the Slayer's sword as well. That day as I slept, I dreamed again, and I remembered what had twisted my mind to madness. I saw again Karish coming to me, searing my flesh with heated metals, whilst he whispered to me these words: "Ah, my foolish brother, I take such delight in watching you writhe at my touch, and yet this torment is as nothing before the knowledge I tell you now. You were betrayed, but not by me. I but followed the wishes of my sire. He sent us here, not to learn the plans of the Bali, but to see if they would make worthy children of our line. For many years now, our sire has been disappointed with our clan. He has grown weary of waiting for us to awaken to his true teachings, to throw off the pitiful constraints we have placed upon ourselves, to reach beyond the idea of Shu's guidance to the font of true power. Peace and inner harmony are for weaklings, and that is what our line has become. A clan of puling fools who have forgotten that we are the accursed of God. Our Father remembers and revels in it. Let the weak believe the lies he spins for them, when our time comes, they shall fall before us like wheat to the scythe. Do not believe that our Father's line will survive. Most of us have proven too peaceful, too willing to enter the search for Golconda, rather than to rip out the hearts of any who deny us our rightful heritage as the overlords of the earth. They shall be swept away in the red tide of battle, slain by his new children, the Baal of Shai. Those among the new who survive will be the strongest and the most cruel. None shall know of our ascension until it is too late to turn aside our wrath. And on the night that the last of our sire's first children bleeds his life in the mouths of his newborns, I shall rise to sit by our Father's right hand and command all who dwell upon the earth. I have remembered. I am afraid. This have I written to warn those of you who are left. Heed not the words of our father, for he is a liar. He seeks only your deaths. The Baal are not his enemy, but his tool for our destruction. Flee if you can. I shall bury this beneath the floor of my room, and hope that our father does not find it. The key to reading it, and my warning not to give the key to our father or his minions, flies even now to one of our sisters who rests far from here and is thus safe for the moment. It is almost dawn. Though awake, I am once again tormented by the nightmares that give me no peace night or day. My warning is finished. I hear our father's footsteps as he comes toward my room. Unknowing, I asked him to unlock my dreams, and he has done so. Now he knows that I know the truth, and he cannot allow me to exist with such knowledge. He knocks upon the door and gently tells me to ready myself. It is come. I do not know if I am more afraid to greet the sun or to look upon our Father's face, knowing him for the first time as what he truly is. I shall bury this now and hope he does not find it when the sun's kiss sears my flesh and brings me at last to peace. Javanio, second bone dragon, child of Yavok, child of Zaulat.
Charles Sala.
Yes.
Yeah.
So is a salute.
Did I get the names right?
Mhm.
So if that's to be believed, then Salat is not the saint that everyone thought he was.
Many years ago, I believe one of the prophets we met with in Constantinople that said that Salat lies. I've never figured out what it meant. No. Zola. Same thing. Probably.
In my imagination, you guys are reading this in like one of the sitting rooms back at Belgrade.
Super secret.
You want to hang out with David?
Your call.
Yeah, he's there.
If this is true, and Salat sought to brought low his own clan through the use of demons.
The Bali. Yes.
Did he fail with the Bali and then succeed with the Tremere?
This is what I was wondering myself.
Could the Tremere be in league?
With the Bali?
Or the demons that command them?
Yes.
They could also, well, maybe on the lower caste, maybe some are unwilling puppets of it, or unknowing puppets of it. Maybe some of the masters higher up the chain may know more and realize the reality of the situation. It wouldn't surprise me. They seek power.
I fear that to gain such knowledge would be to be damned.
Is there such a thing as forbidden knowledge here? Is not the more you know, the more you are able to defend yourself and those you care for?
No. There are things that, if known, break your soul.
This is
Break
what
your
happened
mind.
to this man. That is exactly what happened to this man. Tapping the plate.
It could be happening to all of us now.
What do you mean by that?
I think that the legends we have of
My
Salat
love, do you
and
think
his,
better of the world having known this?
I think the tales of Salat and his benevolence and his goodness are certainly based
Incorrect.
based in reality. But what madness must have befallen him, if this is true, to twist him into what he became in the end? What hope is there for any of us? I see your point, David. If he was truly the best of our kind, and to be brought to such madness and corruption in the end.
Well, everybody has a dark streak.
It's not widely believed that he did.
We all know that even people can put on facades.
Perhaps suppressing his darkness is what caused this madness. I mean, you cannot always suppress the beast. The beast must be loosed at some point. And if it can be properly directed, it can be used to benefit you and those around you. If not properly directed, if unleashed unexpectedly, it can cause nothing but untold destruction.
Or is this further misinformation to cause in the kindred, in our kind, the exact reaction that we are having now?
This is quite possible.
Why hide it? Why code it?
Good point.
Why leave it on a mountain in a valley?
Which is more devastating? To uncover the truth that what you believed is a lie right away, or to uncover it after you have believed it for centuries, millennia even?
Who would have orchestrated this?
Do we know who created these tablets?
Only what they tell us,
He
eh?
signed them.
Yeah. Well, it appears that he signed them. We don't really know if it was him or not.
There's been no great hunt for these tablets.
And if this is a
No.
deception, then it is one that is
Very well laid, yes.
Very
one that
elaborate.
is involved in a great many elaborate details.
Well, how many other things have we unraveled that has been great, elaborate, and detailed?
Or truth.
Huh?
Or truth.
Or truth, yeah.
Yes.
Such plots, such schemes show only what I've always said. We must remain true to those of us who we trust the most, to those of us who have proven our loyalty, to those of us that we know the best. Anyone else should be taken at face value.
I don't want to believe this, but to deny it requires a sort of self-delusion that I am not willing to engage in.
This is further evidence that those who have defied Cain in the first days are monsters who care nothing for themselves. And I don't know about you, but my commitment to fighting them and stopping them is redoubled.
If the best of them was this, what does that say of the rest?
Be prepared.
The mission of the Talmud Ra, the Black Hand, seems more relevant here than ever before.
Yes.
What word from Lord Volsa? It's been some time.
Indeed.
Hmm.
He would perhaps like to know about this information.
He
that we
probably
covered.
would.
Most certainly. I would think.
He may even know about it. Who knows? I would imagine it will come to. If he doesn't know about it, I imagine it will come to somewhat of a shock.
I
He
don't
has
know
been
that,
preparing for your induction.
I don't think anything could shock that man.
Well,
I don't know. Did he know?
Perhaps.
I don't know that he knew, but I don't think he would be shocked. It would stand as further evidence in support of the mission of the Black Hand.
I would simply say this. We cannot afford to necessarily take this information as written. However, we can neither forget it.
Context.
Until proven otherwise. For all we know, this is a bundle of lies, and perhaps a grain of truth hidden. Schemes within schemes, as our kind, tend to perpetuate continually.
And furthermore, let us not color our perceptions of those very few who do remain of Salot's clan, for even though he may have been a monster, the one who we met certainly was not.
When did you meet one? I had met one.
We did not tell you.
No, I have not heard of this.
Not that long ago. One came traveling.
I would have liked to have met this person.
He saved a boy from the village.
Mm-hmm.
And
He
it was
was-
a trap.
It was a trap.
It was. He was cursed. He could not sate his hunger in any way unless it were to betray the vows that he had taken. He met his death facing the sun.
He sacrificed himself because he could no longer live with what was going on.
The tragic ending. It seems the most likely outcome for a clan that has lost their elder, perhaps their soul.
Doesn't help that the usurpers continue to hunt them
Yes.
on top of everything. Because that is exactly what happened.
Mm-hmm.
This I do not understand. What benefit did Tremere to hunt down this evil? They've already killed the greatest of them.
I don't know.
Perhaps that was indeed part of Salad's plan. If they were his second iteration, if you will.
And
of
if the
his-
Tremere is in league with demons, perhaps it is a part of their infernal pact.
Yes.
It almost sounds Sedite what they did to that man. It almost sounds like a corrupting influence. It's perhaps so.
From what I know, the Sedites would have much to learn from that.
Yes.
We should redouble our efforts to meet with Valsa.
Yes.
Indeed. And I believe this information should not leave this room.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
for sure.
This tablet, the others, the translator stone, all these things should be separated, hidden away.
Absolutely.
Perhaps compartmentalized so that none of us knows the location of more than one of these objects.
So, we'll take the one.
We can hide these relics in several locations.
And to adjust the clothes for this. I pick up the stone.
The tablets,
Well, the tablets can stay hidden in the library.
they're useless without the translators.
Absolutely.
The Rosetta.
Mm-hmm. We can always hide the golden tablets somewhere else because we have 2 sets of tablets. The original ones that we found up in
Tahuta
Tahuta Pass can stay in the library. They've been here for all this time in the secret library, where I'm assuming this is where we're at, right?
I hadn't assumed that.
No.
I hadn't assumed you went there so casually.
No, okay. Well, we can put the tablets back down in the library.
That's why it exists. But
Yes. This new tablet can be put somewhere else.
We could hide it in the tomb of where Volsa rested before. No one else knows where it is.
the point is that we don't know where they are.
So
perhaps
Rayfar
one
is
of
the
us
only one, and
knows where
myself.
the one piece is.
We've been there.
Oh, we have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I turned to Raven and grabbed the amulet and fly out the window. And reduce the place to tables.
The other pieces should not be where he knows where they are.
Then I will take the Tahunta Pass tablets. David and I will put them somewhere.
Where will you put them? In the secret library?
No,
Okay.
I will put them. We will go someplace else, completely different. Because if no one is supposed to know where they're all at, then
No one's supposed to know
But the
everything.
game master
Right.
should know.
Yeah, the game.
no,
I
the
need to
game-
know.
yes, yeah,
He wants to
no.
know, where do you put it?
No, but you can
Oh.
think on it a minute.
Yeah.
I'll take the final tablet.
The gold,
The golden,
one.
the golden,
Mhm.
the golden tablets.
I know where to put it when you guys won't find it.
Okay, so at some point.
Yeah.
What are you thinking that you want to put it?
Put them all in the dolmen wood, man.
That's exactly
I'm sorry, I
what
know
I'm
exactly
doing.
what you're gonna do. And
That's
that's
not
actually a
where
problem.
that's not where I'm putting mine.
Yeah.
I was like, where's he gonna first place gonna put it? Oh, the dome.
Um,
Don't do that. Don't do it, Thomas. It's obvious place.
You guys know where the gate is. You don't know anything about the other side.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I had to come find you.
I live
He
there.
knows. He
yeah,
knows.
Cameron knows.
Problem is, what if we lose access to it?
If that happens.
Then again, we know what that tablet says, the golden
Exactly.
one. So
You guys know what everything
we
says.
know what
Yeah.
everything says because we've translated
You
it
just
all
don't want
out
other
now.
people to find out.
Yeah.
Thomas,
Yeah.
this is supposed to be your next great work, sir. Go create a work somewhere else.
Oh, you did that.
Where are you gonna put
We were
your
there
stuff?
for
Do it
20 years.
again.
I don't know where all this stuff is going.
20 years ain't nothing.
I feel like photographed it amazing.
Oh, yeah.
And as you recall,
Yes, I do.
there was a tree there.
There was an old tree
It
there.
was decorated with all kinds of.
Yep, magic tree.
As I approach it, I look around for the familiar that was there before.
Which one?
The one that like accompanied us for a while.
The bird?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I forget, what's the bird's name?
I don't remember.
Was it Pancake the Raven?
I don't remember. I turned back in like you
The guy that took your
approached the tree.
No, I remember that, yeah.
That's
But
exercise.
I'm trying to remember who this bird is.
That's what I was trying to. Yeah. So I was trying to jog the memory of like what happened.
No, Pancake was the one.
Early on, yeah. He was 100 years ago.
Only like
cool.
he was like
200.
300 years ago.
No, we're talking about Redemola's Raven.
I don't know.
What did she even have a raven?
I think it was an owl.
Owl.
She
Something.
had an owl?
I don't know. It's the one that showed up after
Whatever.
she disappeared.
Whatever. That.
I approached the tree.
If we can't remember what it is, then we make up something.
It was
new.
a raven, because a raven that snatched out the dude's
Yeah.
eyeball.
Yes.
Oh yeah, it was.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that guy.
it was.
Yeah.
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 Took Zaxby's eye.
Oh, and come to think of it,
Was it Rose?
Rose.
Did you call it Rose?
Rose.
yes.
We did.
Rose the Raven. Yeah. If not, then that was cool enough that that's what it is now. Yeah, I will change.
That's what the Raven took it on.
It's a new season, new writers.
Retcon. It's fine. Happens all the time.
I'm pretty sure that's what.
As I approached the tree, Rose.
Yeah, that Raven's probably old now, so it's got a bunch of like gray feathers and stuff,
It's a magic
white
raven.
feathers. Yeah, but still,
Yeah, I know.
it's all old.
I have a job for you and your kindred. I see you are still protecting these lands.
watch.
There's something important I wish you to keep an eye on. I'm going to hide it here. And I walk up to the tree and I find there's a hollow space there. I remember there being.
Mm-hmm.
It goes pretty deep into the trunk.
Mm-hmm.
And I reach all the way in there and set it in there. And then I can cover it up as best I can. No one must find that. It is important.
Mm.
The magic of this place should help protect it.
You need come back.
Perhaps. But give it to no one but me. Or rather know that should she return.
I tell lady, she bring it far, never return.
Which lady?
Big lady with bright eyes.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Your woman.
Ah, Radamula, yes. Yes, if she returns,
No. She take. Take tree, go. Away.
Even better. No one must find us.
Never see again. Unless she bid me return.
Very well. But no one must find us.
To horizon. This bird just like holds up its wings and starts doing that slow flap and then whoom, takes off. All right, where do you want to put yours?
Thomas, do not put it in Dolan Wind. I know exactly what you were thinking, Thomas, and I'm telling you, do not do it.
But there's a small village on the other side. With a nice church that I built. It's safe there.
It's safe there, but I already knew what you were thinking.
Correct, but you are one of a few that know of the Dolmen Wood. And even if you know where the gate is at, you do not know how to open it.
Reasonable. Fair
Only
enough.
I and a few select few of my members know how to open the gate. And it's utterly useless over there. They can't even read.
We couldn't either.
I'm honestly wondering about the utility of having this thing around anymore at all.
If you want to destroy it, that's fine with me.
Yeah, something against me rebels against the thought of its destruction. It should be hidden away. If you trust that you'll be safe, then I'll leave that to your judgment.
It'll be safe.
All right.
There perhaps may be a point in the future that is important.
Indeed.
Not possible.
Can I talk to the Keeper of the Faith?
Yeah. You go down to the secret library.
Yeah.
Upon entering the secret library, you're startled.
Okay.
There is a small and utterly silent army of people that are down there, and they're packing up the books.
Can I help you?
They all ignore you, and the keeper glides towards you, and a honeyed voice speaks from beneath her shroud and says, "While our bond of friendship will endure, war is coming.
Okay.
The library cannot stay here.
I understand. Where will you take it?
That is a secret."
Okay. Well, if you're going to take the library, please take these with you.
Perfectly sculpted alabaster white porcelain hands come out and accept these old tablets. This head turns and regards. "We have set aside your personal volumes,
Thank you.
and any copies that you have made and wish to keep are yours to do so."
I appreciate that. Will we ever be able to have the library back?
It may be a time when you could see it again as our friendship endures.
Okay. Can you tell me more of this war that is coming?
The Turks muster on the southern border with vengeance, with anger in their heart. They will take this land.
Okay. Do you have any suggestions as to what we should do? Fight? Leave? hide.
I am fond of you. I hope that you will live.
Not very comforting, but I hope that I live as well.
I cannot tell you what you should value or what your heart's path should be. But as my friend and my cherished, beloved companion, if my feet were in the place that yours are, I would run. I would run as far as I could go.
Okay. Thank you for this advice, Keeper.
I will keep safe this thing that you have guarded to me. Only I will know it, not even the servants.
Okay. Thank you.
It may be a great struggle to return it to you.
That is okay.
I thought as much. Then she does something completely alien and strange and completely human.
Okay.
She just like,
Hugs
she
you.
hugs you like a family member.
I hug her.
Weird.
Well, I think it's weird, but I hug her back.
Yeah.
I hug her back. And I tell her that I cherish our friendship and I hope that I see you again.
She goes walking off back into the work that's being done, and you can see a single drop of blood on the ground behind her as she goes.
Yeah, crying. I go and run and find David real quick and tell him what I just, like, oh my gosh, you're never gonna believe what I just saw in the library. And we have to let the other guys.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
He flies off for about 5 seconds, and then
As
it's
you-
like, "Are you all right?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah.
This is crazy."
This is nuts.
Okay, so we can immediately start another session after this, but this session needs to end. So let's do XP, and then we need to rewrite desires if we are to continue, because this is a big enough deal that whatever desires you had before need to change right now.
Got it. Okay.
So what do you got?
Find some more about Zaxxis and hedge mages. Didn't get to that.
Nope.
Complete placing the mark on the castle.
Yeah, you got it.
Talk to Father Draven about Runic sorcery. Didn't get to that.
Okay.
Well, I didn't get to perform a creative work, but I did get to help defend my friend's castle and also shore up the seals on Kupala.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Mine was to talk to the Keeper again.
Oh yeah, you got it.
Continue to be loyal to the Voivodes, which is why I sat and watched everything.
Yeah, that was what.
I'm like, I'm
No.
not touching that with a 10-foot pole. And those were the only two I had because
Okay.
I wasn't sure where we were going with everything.
Yeah. I got pretty much nothing, and I didn't know how big of a deal that fight was going to be. Find a gift worthy of Roskovich. Nope. Refine my physical form. Nope. And take charge of a situation with force of will.
Nope.
Try to convince Vlad to stay more independent.
Yeah, you did that. Yeah. He was like, you were telling him, watch out for yourself, man. Like, quit with all these weird groups.
Yeah. Try and gather information on the Anarchs. Kind of, I figure they're calling themselves the Sabbat now.
Yeah, that's a change.
Try and convince my friends to trust us over the Voivode.
I'll leave that up to the group. He didn't have to be successful at doing that, but do you think that he made an attempt?
When you say us,
Barton Group here.
The coterie.
Coterie,
Yeah, I heard that at the end when we were talking about the contents of that tablet and stuff. I heard that. Trust us.
Yeah, we need to stick
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
All right. So,
I don't know why I need to be convinced of that, but yeah.
yeah.
well, it's
Yeah, I
know. It's where he's at. you
Yeah.
know, yeah. It informs his play and helps him move stories, content into the game. Okay, so do some new desires given your new situation.
Is there going to be a significant time change between this session and the next?
There's going to be like 4 hours.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
He was thinking years.
There's going to be like 4 hours, and then like Volse is going to come and talk to you, and you need new desires before that happens. If you still have some of them that you think are applicable, that's fine. But
I'm still holding on to that.
it's been 100 years. You have a billion things to tell Volsa, and you will either be rejected or accepted based on your behavior. You have no reason to be rejected.
Yeah. I've done what he asked, and
You go above and beyond what he asked.
yeah.
I assume we're back at the castle by the time we find out about
Oh,
this.
absolutely.
A war is coming. She says to run. But where is that? What does that mean? She just said as far away as possible. I don't know what that means. We're kind of in the middle of the continent, so we choose northeast, south, or west, and obviously not
That's-
east because that's where the Turks
That's
are.
like meta story. That's kind of part of her personality.
Well, yeah.
She's got a little bit of this personality of like this spiritual and intellectual purity
Yeah.
and avoidance.
Yeah.
You know, she's like, no.
Yeah.
No,
just
no.
just walk away.
No, just
Yeah.
walk away.
Yeah. Yeah. But she's got enough of it
She's
where
really
she's
just like, you know, that bookie nerd from the teen movie,
Yeah.
the teen girl movie that like turned into a vampire and lived for thousands of years.
yeah.
She's really just that.
Pretty
She's Daria.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
Shit.
Yeah, exactly.
She's
We're
Daria.
all in trouble.
She's Daria and you're Jane.
Yes.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
see it.
Yeah.
I see
Yeah,
it.
crying blood, hugging. I'm like, what is happening?
Well, crying blood is just
Well, no, that's part of
comes
her.
with being
I get
Canaanite.
that. Yeah, I get that. But the hugging part, she's never wanted anybody to touch her. Like she's always
She's
been
never touched
shrouded
anyone
and
in the entire game
yeah. Until now.
for any reason.
Yeah, until now. She likes me.
I'd
Even
say
though I
she
mean-
loves you.
You're like a
Well,
better
yeah, I
word.
love her too. We're friends.
For lack of a better
You're
word, you're
bonded.
touched.
Yeah, touched, bonded, you know, all that fun stuff. She's like, run as far away, but you have to, you have to stand
I
up for
just
the
made,
void
imagine Aubrey Plaza's face.
Yeah, like this. You're all. What is happening? Yeah.
Shut up.
Get out of here.
I'll give you a friendly hint also. Things that don't depend on a bunch of other NPCs are good for your desires right now. Self-motivated, self-expressing and fulfilling things are probably better.
Oh, I should pause this if we're gonna do all that business.
Sure.